you are aware of. Okay, so today's session is basically just going to assist you to retail a little bit better, to make some more sales and to do your recommendations a little bit better for your clients in order to help your clients with the correct home care as well as increasing your retail sales and reaching your target. So it's generally accepted all over that the salon's retail sales should be and could be 60% of the total income generated. So the actual truth, however, is that most salons' ratio of retail sales is only about 30% of the overall sales. Imagine if you could increase this to about 60% or even more. So there are a few things that you can do to increase your retail sales, and it starts basically just with the normal attitude adjustment. So success begins with you. So the two of the reasons that we most hear about why therapists do not feel like selling are the following. So we are therapists, we're not salespeople, or my clients don't want to feel pressured. So these aren't reasons, they are excuses, and here is why. So the first one is you are salespeople. So every day you sell your skills and your knowledge to your clients and prospective clients, and this is why they trust you. So because you know what you are doing, and you are trained, the trained expert, and part of your job is to know what your client should be using on their skin. The second one is it's not hard to sell, it's hard sell. So if it's done properly, if you think your client should add a hydrating serum treatment or hydrating mask to their treatment, would you just say to them that I want to apply a hydrating mask to your treatment with your next facial, or would you rather explain to them why you would do that? So you explain to them, I really think that it would be beneficial to add the hydrating peel-off mask to your next facial, as this will reduce the redness, increase hydration levels, and improve the blood circulation. So it does sound a lot more appealing, and also you are giving your client reasons for wanting to add that treatment and what you suggest to their treatment. So the same rule applies with your retail sales and retail products. So adapt the philosophy that you are ethically recommending solutions to specific conditions and needs to the client. So the third one is, so within the first 5 to 7 seconds, opinions are formed. So this will mean that make sure that you are always smiling, even when you are annoyed, especially when you are annoyed. So people buy from people. So not stores, not salons, not spas. They buy from people that they feel that they can trust and people that they like. So treat every client like they are your only client for the day and the most important one at that. The first contact with the client has with the spa sets the stage for the rest of the day's services and also strengthens the possibility of the spa for future business. So a lady called Alma Wheeler once said, your first 10 words are more valuable than the next 10,000. So you would first approach the client by saying hello. If your client enters the business, connect with them, smile, make eye contact, and introduce yourself within 5 seconds. The next one is come out from behind the counter. Clients are more comfortable when you are open and accessible to them. So avoid standing behind a counter or a barrier, folding your arms and closing yourself off to those clients. The next one is to read their body language and their tone. So is your client in a hurry? Are they just browsing? Ask open-ended questions, observe and listen actively. The fourth one is look the part. So you and your equipment or your product should reflect the price and the value of the product or the service that you are selling. If you look sloppy and untidy, then I guarantee that this will adversely affect the attitude of your clients. They will get the impression that your product, your service, and the benefits of buying them from you are as sloppy and untidy as the person that are trying to sell it to them. So the next one is product focus. So get to know the products that you are selling. So you can gain a lot of great competitive edge if you have intimate knowledge of the product that you are selling. So knowledge is power for retailers. Product knowledge can mean more sales. It is difficult to effectively sell to a customer if we cannot show how a particular product will address a client's needs. So it's important to tell your client not just that the product is going to make their skin feel better, but what they actually can change in the client's skin. The next one is called location, location, location. So where you locate your retail products within the salon is essential, and it can make all the difference. Ideally, they should be at the front of the salon, near the reception, and if possible, on the right-hand side. People are naturally inclined to go to the right first. If you have limited space, consider using your window area and for retail with labels clearly visible from the outside. You can also use point to sale material and special promotions to draw people through your door. This can actually work in your favor as people can clearly see which product you stock and may simply come in to purchase their favorite product. Customers also need to see something about 5 times from the time that they enter until they check out in order to activate an impression in their mind. For example, a window display at the front desk, in the changing room, the nanny and baby station, for example. And if you use 10 cards, displays, or empty boxes, and ensure to display the product name, the benefits, and even the volume, your clients will get a better understanding about the product. It's important to note that you should avoid clutter. So create a quiet and muted retail space. Also arrange your items well. You can keep product lines together or product brands, but think about the story that you would like to tell. Clients get best results if they stick to one product range, so arrange your products in the order of importance. Every client needs a cleanser and a sunscreen to keep these up front, as they will is where your story will start. Or you can go with pairings. Put complementary products next to each other on your shelf to encourage clients to buy both of them. So, for example, try to put your toner next to your cleanser or a booster next to a moisturizer. The next one is think color. So neutral hues provide a blank canvas for creative merchandising. Too many contrasting colors will confuse the client. Products and merchandising will often be different colors depending on specific brands. So rather keep the background neutral and uncluttered so that the focus can be on the products. Lighting also plays a big role. By lighting products behind the reception, you can draw the customer's eye. Products should be kept in different sunlight, keep out of direct sunlight and downlight. Place dark colored packaging on a lower level, down on the display, and position the lighter colored products at the top to avoid being too top heavy. Odd numbers. With displaying your retail, odd numbers are more appealing to the eye. So when you group products together, use 3 or 5 items instead of 3 and 4. Then you can create hotspots. Hotspots are created around the reception area. So always display your newest products over here, and people like new. So be sure to change these out every few weeks so that it always looks fresh and vibrant. Eye level. It is essential to keep your products on an eye level and avoid too high or too low shelves as people would tend to ignore these areas. Bottom shelves don't sell well, so display gift sets, travel packs, and those type of things over there. And then lastly, share your experience with the products. In order to do this, you need to actively use the products that you are selling. Be loyal to the brands that you are selling, and if you're not, how can you expect your clients to be loyal? Client focus. Don't judge. I know it's hard, but you can't judge a book by its cover or a customer by their clothes. When you do that to try to decide who is worth your effort, we oftentimes are wrong and settle for crumbs when we can have the whole banquet. Know what products your clients are currently using. The easiest way to do this is to put this on your client card for your clients to fill in. Know your clients' needs. Communicate with your clients about their lifestyle to understand the best product selection to meet his or her needs. Let's talk. Imagine watching Gordon Ramsay on TV and for once he's not shouting. In fact, he doesn't say a word, for example. He prepares his ingredients, mixes them together, he cooks and stirs, flips and seasons until the dish is complete and he presents it to the camera. It looks delicious, but what is it? How did he do it? What did he use and why? How much? How long? Normally, Gordon Ramsay would tell what he is cooking, what he is using, what he does, how much he's using, and how he is using it. And he does this for one simple reason. When Gordon cooks, you would like to cook. This is how he sells his book. No talk, no sale. As you cleanse, exfoliate, and treat your client's skin during your treatment, explain to your client what you are doing, why you are doing this, and so it should be how the product is used. Every member of your staff complement should be explaining what they are using, what it does on the client's skin, how much they are going to be using, and also how they are going to use it. Give the clients the recipe and it will be easy for them to cook it themselves at home. Everybody okay so far? Any questions, Caitlin? Okay. So now we get to skin focus. So a thorough understanding of your client's skin is necessary in order to give them accurate recommendations that will address their skin needs. Don't assume that your client knows their skin. Unless your client says otherwise, assume that you will be getting to know their skin together. Did you know that there is a difference between a skin type and a skin condition? You're born with a skin type such as combination, dry, oily, or sensitive, but a condition are acquired and vary throughout life. For example, dehydration, redness, and breakout. So this is the way to really start to engage with your client. Give your client feedback, give them a little bit of background, and share your knowledge with your client. Start by asking your client friendly, open-ended questions that will clue you in on their skin type, their lifestyle, and possible skin conditions. Don't ask your clients questions like, what is your skin type? Or do you know what products you want? Never ask questions or make assumptions that will cause your client to feel insecure or uncomfortable. So the next questions is questions that you can ask. So these are open-ended questions, something to start a conversation that your client will have to give you an explanation in their own words so that you can formulate a picture. So for example, so tell me about your skin. What bothers you the most about your skin? Another one is, what is your at-home skincare routine like? What is a typical day for you? So that will show your client's lifestyle. What do you like or dislike about what you are using currently? What do you want to achieve today? So this is focusing on your treatment that you're going to perform today. How often do you have to? What is your job? Are you more active or are you sedentary? What do you do to relax at home? What are your stress levels, high or low? And how does stress affect you? How does it affect your skin? What type of exercise do you do at home? How many children do you have? And why did you choose this treatment? So what is it that you are looking for? Or what is the need and why did you come for this treatment? And also, how well do you sleep at night? What treatments do you enjoy? Remember to record all of the questions and everything that you learn about your client, as this will help with future consultations and product recommendations. So when you are going to prescribe products to your client, use your client's current home care regime, the time that is spent on the skin, and the budget preference as clues when you are recommending their new routine. For example, if your client is a simple soap user on a tight budget, recommend a basic routine instead of an advanced routine. To build your client's trust, recommend the 3 products that you will think that they will benefit from the most. Start with a priority product that they need now because it meets their immediate needs, and add 2 products that will fit your client's lifestyle and skin concerns. Explain to them why and highlight the key benefits of each product. Keep stock. If you don't have stock on your shelf, you will not be able to sell a product. Clients want to walk out of the salon with the product. They do not want to come back for it. The benefit of buying from you rather than online is they can get to walk out with their product in hand immediately. Don't be lazy. When asking to help, ask if you want to help your client. So, can I help you? That's what you normally get asked when a shop assistant creeps up to you in a shop. And how do you normally reply? No, thank you. I'm just looking. Of course you do, but normally try and say this instead. Hi there. What can I help you look for today? Or start by giving your client information. For example, have you seen these new nail varnish colors that just came in? How are they going to say just looking now? So always do an open-ended question once again. So when you say, can I help you? Your client is much easier to say no or a short close of answer. The next one is keep records on your clients. Their health history, sign consent forms, products purchased or their treatment history, and consultation forms. So these are all tools that are going to help you to know, especially if you are working in a busy salon, what products your clients use, how their skin has changed over the past few months with the treatment and the products that you recommended to them. The next one is to follow up after selling a product to a client. Ask them how the product is feeling on their skin, if they are having any adverse reactions, and find out what is the cause or the type of reaction. Bad news is better than news. Most people will not complain, but they will simply not return. By knowing what their reaction is to your recommendation, this will give you the opportunity to fix any adverse reaction that they might have by adjusting how often they are using their product or explain to them why they could be having these reactions, like a healing crisis, for example, when any new actives are introduced to the skin. Follow up all year round. The skin is a living organ that is constantly responding to internal and external changes. Explain this to your client and offer to coach them toward their best skin. Recommend that they visit you at least 4 times a year or whenever their skin behaves abnormally. Send a personal note either by email or text or call them just to follow up. How to resell. So we mentioned earlier that we should hard sell and not hard sell. So retail sales is important to increase your income. Well, obviously, that is why we all are in the business and we know that. Yet most therapists cringe at the word selling and repeatedly tell themselves, I'm not a salesperson. I totally agree with you, but ask a therapist why they are in the industry and they will answer, because I love to help people make them feel and look beautiful. Selling is the identification and fulfillment of a need, nothing else and nothing more. You would think that if we need that where we need to start. You are not a salesperson to provide in someone's need, you are a helper. So let's rephrase then our opening statement. So retail is important, not only to increase an income, but to serve our clients properly and make sure that their needs are met. So a few tips for successful salon helper. Sell the benefit of the product. So this is where product knowledge comes in. You can't sell any benefits if you don't know what they are. Mention the key ingredients of the product and how they are going to work. Sell the benefits of your product. Never compare your product to another competitor's product. The second one is review and repeat people. Repetition is the key here. The more you mention a benefit, the more likely the client will remember it. And even if she does not purchase it on the spot, she will continue to think about it and hopefully even talk about it. Stop talking and start listening to your client. There has to be a place where you stop talking about the product and start listening to what she thinks of the product that you are prescribing. The first step to improving your listening skills is to stop everything that you are doing and give 100% of your attention to your client. Clients communicate on two levels. Firstly, they are using their words. The client uses is the words that the client uses to describe their needs or their objections. The words are important because they articulate complex thoughts and issues. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, clients use their tone of voice to communicate at another level. So you need to listen where they are emphasizing on certain words. An emphasis often means importance. Key into that, you need to gauge the tone and determine if you have struck a nerve or if your client is about ready to yawn. Pace and volume can give you a clue about the client and their message. Get focused and evaluate the message on both of these levels. The next one is sell to the senses. We have more senses than just hearing, and you need to appeal to all of them. People want to feel and touch the product, so ensure that you have samples or testers available for your clients to buy. Testers on the shelf are most important. People often go home and never get around to trying the samples that you have given them. But if you have testers right then and there, they often try them and you can appeal to all of these things. Think positively and be confident. If you go in thinking you are never going to be able to sell to this client, maybe because she is difficult or stingy, you will never sell to him or her. Go into every single sale with positive energy. Stop thinking about reasons why you're unable to sell to the client and rather think of all the reasons why they should buy from you. Because you are and you know the product the best. Because your product will change their appearance and even their lives. There are many reasons why they should be buying your product, so rather focus on these. The next section is writing out your prescription. So even if the client is saying that she's not interested at the time, write it down for them and give your recommendations to the client to take home. The next one is building trust. Trust is at the heart of every single relationship and every successful relationship. You gain trust through listening to your client's problems. You keep their trust by solving your problem. And again, your knowledge about your product will make it easy to make recommendations to fulfill these needs. That will help build trust between you and your clientele. Are you okay, Caitlin? Do you have any questions so far?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. If you would like me to slow down or anything like that, just please let me know.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Great. So the next section is called handling objections. So when a client voices an objection, sincerely neutralize their defense by accepting that what their current feelings are. First, it's important to remember an objection is not a no. It is only the next step in the sales process. It is a given. There will be objection in any conversation, and in most cases, it is how you handle these objections that will determine if you make a sale or not. So the first step is to listen. Do not try to jump in at the beginning of the conversation, as this may just cause further objection. When you interrupt your client, you are going to object to their objection. So that will be backfiring on you. Think. Remember, you have time to think after an objection. Don't just jump to an answer. You can quickly formalize it in your mind. Thinking is a good thing where you are adding a little pause to the proceeding. That you are demonstrating to your client that you are taking their objection seriously. So different examples and possible responses. This is where you can turn a negative into a positive. So the first one is, I cannot afford it right now. So you can respond to your client. How much do you think you can afford right now? Or we have so many different options and different price ranges. I'm sure that we will be able to find something that is going to fit you. Be sure that you do have different options to offer your clients at different price ranges. And if you don't, you might lose a valuable client. I can't afford it is often more of an excuse than a real objection. If they really do not want to buy, you will find that they will immediately jump to another objection. This is the most difficult objection of all to turn into a positive. You need to get past it to get to the next objection. And most difficult, and your main plan here is to simply make them forget that they ever had an objection. You need to make your client focus on the cost of not buying, what they will lose by not taking your product home. Always start with the most expensive product range, and if you start at the lowest, you have nowhere to go from there. This is also where you can throw in special offers or savings that you might have on certain products. The next one is, I need to think about it. There's a general clause that you can use to overcome this and many other objections called the alternative clause. The alternative clause works by offering more than one clearly defined alternative to the client. The number of alternatives should be very few. 2 or 3 is often and quite adequate. You can continue saying to your client, just so you know that you need to think about it. Let's summarize what you would need. You can also use your client's recommendation card here, where you actually go on and write down what you would recommend and what she would need. For example, say you have a client that you want to put onto a new skincare range. Start with a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. Then maybe take away the toner and explain to her that you would really want her to start on a new cleanser and moisturizer straight away, as these are the most important products. And the sooner she starts, the sooner we will feel a lot more different. And she will see a difference as well. The next one is I already have a skincare or a body product. Chances are each and every person of your clients will already be using a form of skincare or body range. The idea is to get them to slowly start using your range. Focus on particular problems that they have, for example, dry skin, aging skin, hyperpigmentation, etc., and offer specific solutions to your clients. This means that you do not start with a basic range such as your cleansers and toners, but start with a specific treatment product that will focus on those specific problems. You can also explain to her that starting with these products will start making a difference, but she should be starting using the entire range as soon as possible for optimal results. This is why she does not need to change her entire range at once and throw away her current product. Doing it this way, she can start trusting you, noticing that you are not only in it for the sale, but you want to give her the best solution that will give her the best results. If she leaves with one product, I can promise you that she will come back and she will purchase the rest of the range. The next one is I will talk to my husband or my wife first. Agree and arrange for them both to return to the salon for a consultation so that you can explain the benefits and how to follow the program correctly to both of them. Is it something that they will follow together, or is it that they are going to have a routine for both of them individually? The next negative or objective is I have a very sensitive skin and I seem to break out with everything. This can often be a result of using incorrect products either through a lack of knowledge or through poor advice. Quite often, people who have sensitive or dehydrated skin can assume that their skin is dry and will continue to treat it with the wrong ingredients, which will subsequently do not give them the results that they want or causes their skin to break out. The first step is to complete a full skin analysis, followed by a facial or a consultation. It is important to find out exactly what she has been using on her skin and what problems she has been facing. Gain your client's trust and tell her how you are going to successfully treat her skin and find a solution for her skin problem. The next objection is, I only want the treatment, I do not wish to purchase anything today. Complete the consultation and explain your purpose. That you always provide a prescription for each client, although if they do not want to wish to begin it immediately, they can take it with them for a later date. Continue to provide a wonderful treatment to your client and remember that you are the professional and you would be working unprofessionally if you fail to show every client how you can help them. The next objection is, I already visited a dermatologist. Compliment your client on looking after her skin and tell her that the investment has already certainly paid off. Ask her what results she has seen in her skin and if she has any other concerns that do not seem to be responding. For instance, your client may be consulting the dermatologist for lines and wrinkles, but has found that her skin has become very sensitive or she has noticed thinning of the skin. Offer your professional opinion and show her what additions to her current routine she can make that you would advise to use to complete her skincare routine and solve her other concerns. The objection, it seems complicated, can be broken down for the client. Start with a daily routine and write down a set. Simplify the whole procedure to the client and offer a basic range that is going to be easy to follow. And once your client is ready and more comfortable, then you can add more advanced products to the range. The next objection is, I don't really need it. You could point out the problems that they are experiencing with their skin. No one has the perfect skin, and you could say, I know you are very concerned with your dry skin And if you want to solve the problem, you really need to invest in yourself. You will start to see results immediately. Or if they have a problem with premature aging, you can point out that prevention is better than cure. Using products that will prevent premature aging is a lot cheaper than having to try and fix the problem later. So it could save them money in the long run. Some objections are valid and know when to back off. Watch the customer's body language. If you see that the person is upset, then your recommendation isn't what they are looking for. Thank the person for his or her time and ask if he or she has any other questions and at least give them another appointment time. So what not to do? Never refer to your client as expensive. Rather use words such as upmarket. Never refer to your product as cheap. The word cheap should never come out of your mouth when speaking about your own product. Rather use words such as affordable. Never interrupt the client. Always listen carefully and never assume that you know at the end of their sentence or be. Be sure to enforce the 80-20 rule. Listen 80% of the time and talk 20% of the time. Never come across as agitated or irritated, even if you feel that the client is wasting your time, because they will never take in the product or they will never be able to afford it. You never know who they might be. Be enthusiastic with every person that comes into your salon or your spa. Never eat or drink in front of a client or where a client can see you, not even chew bubblegum. Rather take a Tic Tac if you want your breath to smell fresh. Never socialize in your display area. The reception area or the display area should always be taken seriously, and socialization with colleagues while a client is in your area would convey the message that you are uninterested in your clients. Never talk badly about another product out or the competition. There will always be someone who will ask you to compare your product to the competitor's product, but never fall for this. You can respond by saying, I don't really know their product so well, but I can tell you what makes our product exceptional. Never talk on your cell phone or text. Your cell phone should be on silent and stored away, and never to be seen while you are on the work. Never use it in front of a client, because this will also show that you are uninterested in them. Tips to increase your sales. Incentivize your staff to make sales with commissions and competition. You can have a top retailer for the month, or you can have a prize for the person that has achieved the most growth for the month. Use the salon product ranges on yourself. It is proven fact that staff that use your product will sell it easier. So give products at a cost to your staff to order. Give incentives to reward those who sell well to get product prizes in allocation. Package and promote. Package services and products together as a better deal, and that clients start thinking that it is a unit and not separate entities. Another thing is to throw a party. Focus on a launch of a new product or a line with some education with it. Doing workshops of between 6 and 10 clients, and 5 clients, for example, can bring a friend at 100 person. And then you can have a few stations for each of them to go through your routine and how to use your certain product. Also have your reps available to talk to your clients, give a talk, and to give advice to your clients. Do free consultations. Have a day set out that clients can come for free skin consultations. Have them booked and charge them a small booking fee to make sure that they show up for these appointments. And the booking fee can then be used on purchases of products or treatments. So they are going to get this back. Do mini facials for about 100 Rand, which can then be used towards products or treatments, that they purchase on the day. So in reality, the facial is going to be free, but you are going to be sure that they will follow up with the booking and or product purchases on the day. It's also important to test your team's education levels on the product rate and rate them under red if they have under 60%, orange if they get between 60 and 80, and green if they are 85%. Let your team study specific products, whether it's new or it's not moving well, if there's too many of the products on your shelves, and how it is applicable to the season as a best seller. Give them a few days or a week, let them write down a little bit of a little sales pitch, how they are going to sell this to your clients, and let them come in and present this to the team. You can also let them do a little multiple choice afterward or an oral exam. These are then going to be able to identify the areas that the staff needs more education on, or if it's going to be a continuing process in which they need more training. Always check the recent sales levels to ensure that the order to when to order the correct stuff. So take care to check the levels monthly and not to just continue to order on previous levels. So seasons and new staff or clients tend to change these par levels. So retailing as a form of cross-selling for example, waxing or other unrelated services. The probability of selling to a new client is about 5 to 20%. The probability of selling to an existing client is between 60 and 70%. So cross-selling would involve selling products. So this is where, for example, if you have a client that is doing a wax or a brow treatment before, talk to these clients during these sessions, offer them advice on skincare, and then you can probably sell them some treatment products. Post your top sellers monthly for face, body, and nails. So this is going to be done by pulling reports on month end and post them on social media or on your in-sell or newsletter, etc. So your top sellers, so this is the products that are doing well, will attract clients to ask more questions. Ensure that your staff are well trained on the benefits and the features, as well as the pricing and the volume of these treatments. Treatment products, sorry. So this is just going to help you sell products that are really doing well, that are on par with new, exciting things that are going on in the industry at the moment, and you can link this to those type of treatments as well. So retail is all about outstanding customer service. The next one is to reward your big spenders. Offer your clients who frequently purchase products at your salon with a random reward that doesn't exceed more than 5% of her total purchases. So you can give her a bottle of wine or a box of luxury products or a retail item, for example. Go online. So many salons already have their own website. Make the most of what you have and add any retail promotions that you've got going on onto the site. Ordering online makes it a lot easier for clients who don't have time to go to the salon and pick up a product. Even if you choose not to sell retail online, it is a good idea to promote what you have got online. You can even feature a product we love page with a different product showcase each month. The next section is tell, don't sell. Use and recommend the product for home maintenance throughout the service. That's one of the easiest and most important techniques that you can use by your therapist, seasoned or novice. That way your client can become educated on a product and will be more likely to purchase it if she knows how to use it. When having a new product you want to promote, make sure to include it in the services as a one-time complimentary service. As you apply the product, explain to the client what the product does and the ingredients that is in it. So the next section is online sales and marketing. So this is going to give you a little bit more of an idea about what trend it's following and how online sales and marketing can help your business. So globally, almost 4.57 billion people are active internet users as of April 2020, encompassing 59% of the global population. On average, a person spends 6 hours and 30 minutes online every single day. There are only over 1.7 billion websites on the World Wide Web, and every 60 seconds, 3.3 million people make a Facebook post. About 29 million messages are distributed via WhatsApp, and so many posts are going live that it has been given the term content shock. That means that we have our work cut out for us if we are going to get our message and our brand noticed by the people using these applications. In the last 5 years, e-commerce sales have increased from $1.3 trillion to $4.2 trillion. In South Africa, we even have a rise in internet users. 78% of the South African population are internet users, which is very high considering that the average world usage is only 59%. So a very large amount of South Africans are online. There are currently 18.43 million e-commerce users in South Africa, with an additional 6.36 million users expected to be shopping online by 2021 and spending an predicted average of 3,200 rand online. So how can we change the world? With the rise of the internet, customers have more choice and have access to more information. Not only are customers far more media savvy and less likely to buy into brand marketing, but they are making more and more purchasing decisions based on their value set rather on the need alone. Each salon needs to reach the younger market. A fierce, well-educated, technology-savvy millennials. Those are the ones that are born between 1980 and the early 20s, or age 20 to 40. These are needed for the longevity and are well-educated as well. So digital technology changes at an incredible fast pace, often overnight. So you are not done learning. Relentless in its pace, these changes require us to be agile, work collaboratively, and most importantly, keep up to date with the latest developments. Never stop learning, and never think that you are done learning. Blogs and blogs have replaced magazines and newspapers, and Instagram has replaced photo albums. Online shops have replaced malls, and this is the future. And this pandemic has propelled everything a lot faster towards the point of everything moving to an online platform. It is not something to be feared and is something to be excited about. You can now broaden your horizons. Your clientele does not have to only include a 50-kilometer radius to your salon. If you do the best skin consultation on the face of the planet, you can market those skills to anybody. The whole Africa, if you would like. You can sell your product to anyone in Africa. Basic marketing principles. No matter what marketing strategy you are planning, whether online or not, the basic marketing principles still stand. The one that I feel the most relevant to digital marketing is ADAIR, purchasing funnel, or as it becomes known in the recent year, the ADAIR circle, rather than a funnel because it is ongoing. So ADAIR is an acronym that stands for awareness, interest, desire, action, and retention. We'll go through each of them separately now. So the first one is awareness. Consider who is reading your content. What is their products? Take into account their demographics such as age, dislikes, likes, what their problems are. Google Analytics can be very helpful with this information, and it is free. Go beyond sharing marketing messages and just talk to your consumers about things that you think that they would be interested in. It doesn't have to be your product specifically. It could be anything that you can relate back in some way. Numbers are your friends. Statistics can be very valuable for you to decide where and on what to spend your time. For example, research in 2015 have showed that the average attention span was a mere 8.25 seconds, even less than the 9 seconds that a famous attention staff goldfish can manage. This means it's important to keep social media messages short and to the point. Facebook posts of 80 characters or less have a 20% higher rate of engagement as longer ones. This is just one example of how important research can be. The next one is interest. Tell your story. At this stage, your customer has become aware of your product and has an interest in your product or service. This is the point where customers will begin to search for specifics, probably online, and also begin their own research. Depending on the value of the item, this research could be significant and will include looking at customer ratings, personal recommendations, availability, and location. Tell your story. Prove yourself with testimonials. If clients say something nice about you, don't feel scared to ask them to go and write a review on Facebook or on your website. Ask your loyal customers to go and write a review, and many of them have time on their hands that they do not otherwise have. And people are more conscious now about helping smaller businesses in their local community. Research has also shown that the greatest influence on customer purchase is recommendation by family and friends. This works both ways, with a single negative opinion causing the opposite effect. The term "the customer is always right" has become a much more important with the digital age. If a client feels that you are not sorting out their problem in a satisfactory way, they will write a bad review, which can have a disastrous effect. A consumer is 21% more likely to leave a review after a negative experience than a positive one. And this doesn't mean you can always prevent negative opinions being expressed about your brand. In fact, nobody would believe it if you didn't have a single complaint about the product or your service. But how you respond to those comments, and you respond, you have to, this will say more about you and your salon than any other self-promotion can do. The next one is the D that stands for desire. So this is where they shift from interest to wanting. Solve your customer's problem, answer their questions, and invest in their pre-sale, and you will reap the rewards in the long term. This isn't about manipulating your clients. They can spot a faker a mile away. This is about being authentic. Do not make assumptions about clients and their buying potential. Treat every interested person as a potential buyer. Answer their questions quickly. If you make email available as a communication option, then you need to respond to email quickly. The same goes for WhatsApp or social media messaging. People have a very short attention span, and we all want immediate gratification in some way. They will not wait for hours for a response. They will simply move on. The next one is action. So this is where you provide a call to action. Sign up, click the button below, and buy now options. Make it easy and uncomplicated for your clients. A lack of attention also means that anything overcomplicated or unnecessary worthy will be ignored or easily forgotten. And lastly, retention. It is easier to get an old client to buy from you again than it is to get a new client to buy from you for the first time. How do you retain your clients? Get connected. Everything is a personal experience. What do you do to make them feel special and that they got the most of their experience? And most importantly, what sets you apart from the salon down the street or the next website or Facebook page that they will come across? Any questions so far, Caitlin?
No, I'm still good.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we get to social media. So these are your online strategies. So social media is where conversations are happening, where customers are sharing their experiences, making recommendations, and also discussing their personal experiences of your brand. Not engaging on these platforms doesn't mean the conversations aren't happening. It just means that you are not a part of these conversations. Social media is so much more than just posting information about your product. We all have been doing this in some form, even if it is posting specials on Facebook. Social media can be your best asset when it comes to customer service and support. It offers a mix of real-time responses, an open forum which engenders trust because this is safe and it is something known to them. And it is an opportunity for uncensored voices to be heard. It feels far more like an area owned by the customer than your branded website could ever achieve. So open up the chat avenues and be sure to respond to messages in a timely fashion. This can be very useful to get quick responses to people. So by using your Facebook with frequently asked questions, it can come up quite easily when clients ask and type a message. Time is difficult for us in the beauty industry due to the nature of our business that we are in. So we don't always have the time in between treatments and we don't always have the time to check up on messages. But it is crucial that you take 5 minutes between treatments to check on these messages. Since Facebook has brought over WhatsApp, you can set your Facebook messages to come straight into your WhatsApp account. You can also download the free app Facebook Page Manager that will help you check your messages and comment on your messages and Instagram pages. Comments are even more important than private messages, as everyone can see these and your responses and your response time. So these are just an example of the different type of social media platforms what has been used over the years. So your Facebook, your YouTube, and your WhatsApp has really been up there along with your Instagram. So now you can also see your social media calendar. So this is quite a nice idea to use to make it easy for you to keep up with what you want to post during the month. So you can do this at the end of each month for the next month. And this is just going to help to keep you on track so that you don't forget to post certain things or that you get flustered, like at the moment, do not know what you're going to post about. So this is basically going to help you to set out your monthly plan for what you want to achieve and what you want to promote. Okay, so this is just your Facebook Messenger Manager page. So this is where you can see how many insights, how many likes you've had, how many views you had. So this will give you a very good idea of the type of demographic your clients are, the age, their likes, what type of post they like. So this will help you then for future planning. So these are also different types of social media. So this is your Canva. So this is what you can use to make your adverts. So trying to keep them simple, sometimes striking, so depending on what your message is. So choose what's right for you. First, make sure that you are on all the social media that you find valuable for your clientele and the clientele that you want to reach. Too often I've heard that I don't need to be on social media. My clients are all older clients that are not on social media, or I don't have an Instagram account because my clients are only on Facebook. So this is very short-sighted. We don't market just for the clients we have, but we market for the clients that we don't have. So the only way to get them is to go where they are. Another factor to consider again is time. Social media can be incredibly time consuming and it can quickly become all consuming. So decide which one you want to focus. Facebook and Instagram run together, so at the same company, so you can easily post on both at the same time. So start with these two platforms. Do some research on social media demographics and see what is fit with your strategy and your clientele that you are trying to reach. Social media does not need to be stressful. You do not have to post every single day, and quality is more important than quantity. But consistency is also very important. So you want to post at least a couple of times a week. So set up a time that your salon is quiet and work out your messages for the week. If you don't have to be busy with it every day, except of course for messages. So when to post. So like I mentioned before, let me just quickly go back to those slides. So when to post. So take the time in the beginning of the month and set out your social calendar for the month. This will save you a lot of time wasted on wondering what you are going to post for the week. You can post things like the repost of a happy customer story on one day and educating your audience about a topic on another day. Set out these days so that you know what is coming and what you will be posting about. You can use the same template and just make minor changes month to month, perhaps including a theme for each month. For example, June could be dry winter skin month, and you spend the month posting information and products on that. So do research on when the best time is to post. Generally, the rule is during breakfast, lunch, or dinner time. But do research on when your demographic spends most of their time on a specific social media platform and post at that time. We have found that the mornings do definitely the best around 10 a.m. But post at different times on different days and see which post gets the most views and likes and interactions. You can also schedule these posts on both Facebook and Instagram in your Baker Business Suite on Facebook. So this is this one. So this is your Messenger manager. And it is easier to do a few posts in advance rather than doing them one by one. It is accessible by logging into your normal Facebook account on which you are an administrator for your page. If you want to invest some money into a platform, you can look at hootsuite.com, which will allow you to add all your social media platforms on here. You can then schedule all your posts and also control all messages in one place. It starts about from $30 per month, and there are also many competitor companies that you can look at if you are wanting to get a platform. Then designing your post. So this, as I mentioned before, is canva.com, and this can help you to make these social media posts quick and easy. They have hundreds of free templates that you can easily edit. It is quick to learn and very easy to navigate and does not have to cost you anything. It is basically your very own website graphic designer on hand. Just look out as some of the templates are not free, so make sure you choose the ones that are free to use. Visuals are very important. So think about when you are scrolling through your own feed, the post that captures your attention. Those are the kind of posts that you would want to create. You can also find thousands of free-to-use licensed images on sites such as unsplash.com and pixel.com. But remember that you are also wanting to use your own product images or images of your salon. So combine those with your generic images that you have found online. So get online. Social media is a great tool, and there's definitely ways to get around not having a website, which we will explore as well. But that being said, a website is an important part of your business. It will cost a bit of money, but it is worth the investment as it becomes your own branded material rather than a social media platform that looks all the same all over. The first step is to decide what platform you want to use for your website. The first item is to choose what platform you want to use, and this will save you a lot of money as a lot of these platforms include a domain name, registration, and or hosting. One option is Wix.com, where you do not need any coding experience. You can create your login details and you will be directed to a place where you can easily say, create your first site. It is as easy as that. You can create and start by having Wix API, which is the application development and integration. This will create a website for you by answering a few easy questions. If you like, it can continue to pay a monthly fee, which starts at about $13 a month, which is about 250 Rand. This will include your domain name, which usually is an annual fee that you will have to pay annually. So it is an all-inclusive domain, hosting, and web design package. Shopify is also another great option, especially if you want to go into e-commerce more. It starts at about $29 per month, so it is definitely a little bit more pricey, but hosting is also included. You can also check on GoDaddy.com. They have a free website builder where you can also manage an online shop and appointments in one spot. WordPress.org is a free open source platform. Not to be confused with WordPress.com, which is also another option to explore that offers self-hosting and hosting packages. WordPress.org is a good option if you want to be more blog orientated. It is self-hosted, which means you have to sign up with a hosting company. Most hosting companies will help you with the setup, installation of software, or at the very least have the tutorials for you to use. The nice thing about WordPress.org is that they have thousands of plugins available, so you can add an online shop or an online appointment system. This fits in with your entire website. With a little time and tutorial watching, anyone can learn how to use coding without any coding experience. There are other free options as well, like Joomla. You can, of course, also get a web developer to develop your website, but this can be pricey and can cost anything from $2,500 depending on your requirements and who you go with. If you are using an open source, free to use platform, what I always suggest is to spend a bit of money on buying a template. A template will be the look and the feel of your website. The platform is free, but a well-coded, secure website, a paid-for template is always a good idea. This will give you a lot more functionality. But if you first want to try out, there is a lot of free templates out there that is available for these options. You can buy a template for as little as $20, but just make sure that you are buying a template that was built on the most recent version of the platform that you are using. The next step would be to decide what hosting company you are going to use. This is where your website is going to live. One way to look at it is that the domain name is your address, your hosting is your house, and the template is your decor, with the content being the heart of your home, the most important part. I suggest getting a hosting before buying a domain name, as many hosting companies will include a free domain name. There are lots of hosting companies that you can choose from, like for example, hostafrica.co.za, that starts from about 69 Rand per month. You get a free domain included in this. If your hosting company does not include a free domain, you would have to register your domain name yourself. This is usually an annual fee of about 80 Rand for a .co.za website and 170 Rand for a .com website, depending on what suffix you choose. It is a good idea to get your domain name locked in irrelevant or what avenue you choose, as you don't want it to later add a website and then the domain name is already taken. So do that as soon as possible. As you can see, it is fairly inexpensive and it is a yearly cost. Remember to make your domain name something short and memorable and avoid hyphens at all costs. Don't use domain names that have numbers unless it is a part of your name or your brand. The most viewed website in the world is those that are 8 characters or less. So now we get to blogging versus copywriting. To be able to drive traffic to your website, you will need relevant content to be picked up by search engines such as Google and Yahoo. There is much to learn about SEO or search engine optimization on the internet, so you can more than welcome to go into this yourself. The most useful tools in generating interest in your website and ranking on search engines is copywriting and blogging. The difference between them are as follows. Copywriting is the message you use to sell. These are the captions you use on your website, the headlines to draw people in. Blogging is how we educate, inspire, rank in search engines with keywords. For example, if you write a blog about dry skin and use the keyword dry skin multiple times in your blog in normal conversational writing, if someone searches for this dry skin product, yours will come up. The more relevant on the search, the higher the search engines rank you. There is a joke in the industry that the second page of Google is where businesses go to die. Because let's face it, we rarely go over to the second page on Google. So you really want to be on the first page, and blogging will help you get there. Blogging is the fastest growing phenomenon at the moment. So what is blogging actually? So blogging is a unique platform to share your thoughts, your feelings, your knowledge, and experiences to your audience. So it is very personal and not generic. You have to be authentic and your unique self. There are different forms of this. There are photo blogs on Instagram, video blogs on blogging, on YouTube, voice blogs such as podcasts, and you can find which one of these avenues best suit your personality and your brand. So what do I write about? So your topic needs to be relevant to your business and something that you know about. A beauty salon would not talk about travel destinations as it is not relevant and not what people come to you for or assume that you are knowledgeable about. Consider your audience. Who are you trying to reach? What are the type of questions you want to answer? For example, the difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin. Think about the questions that your clients are going to ask about waxing or their skin, etc. Try to answer these in an interesting and in a unique way. Look at other blogs. I am in no means saying copying anyone. Your uniqueness is your biggest selling point, but it can be helpful to see what others are doing. If there are a lot of posts on a specific topic, that is not necessarily a bad thing. It means that there is a lot of interest in the subject. This can also be very helpful to find a new approach, a different angle to look at the subject. The one advantage that you have over many other beauty bloggers is that you have personal experience with your clients. Most bloggers are just bloggers, usually journalists or influencers that have taken key interest in some subject. You, however, are a beauty professional that has the interaction with clients on a daily basis. You know what questions they ask, the concerns that they have on much more personal levels. So use this personal level to your advantage. Talk about questions that your clients might ask, and these are the same questions that other clients might ask. So what are you trying to accomplish? Some blogs will just be to generate awareness, perhaps give some information on different treatment options or different skin conditions. Others might be to get people to sign up. Make sure that you make it shareable and actionable. So if you want people to buy, have a button or a link that they can click to buy. You also want them to stay on your website for as long as possible, and this will help your ranking on search engines. So add links to other blog articles that you have written that might be of interest to them. If you have a blog about a different sunscreens, then you could add a link to another blog about the harmful effects of blue light radiation and say, hey, if you have enjoyed this video, you might find this article interesting too, and link that to your article. The same goes where it is, the same goes with normal media, social media posts. Quality over quantity. Post regularly and consistently. Don't post 3 on one day and then none for the rest of the week. So spread your posts out. There are a lot of free platforms that you can use for your blog. The best, of course, is to combine it with your website, with WordPress or with Wix or whatever platform you choose. If, however, you do not want to have your own website, there are other options available to you. One platform is Blogger. So this is run by Google and it is a free and hosting is included, so you do not have to host it yourself. The downside is that you cannot add external plugins, so you can't add a shop or appointments or something like that to it. You don't need a domain name. You will get a domain name in the form of a unique domain. But it is very easy and effortless to set up and you can start almost immediately. There's also Tumblr, which has more of a social media vibe to it, and it's more for microblogging. So short blogs, but you can share that over multiple of social media networks. And it might be a quick and easy way to test how blogging works for you. I can also mention Medium. This is also free and there's no external hosting. You can also get a name in the format of medium.com/your username, but here everyone gets the same design. So everyone's format looks the same. The next section that we are going into is online shopping. So first you need to get online to be able to sell online. A website is a great tool, but as we mentioned, it is not free. Again, there are many other avenues that you can choose to use. All the websites we have discussed earlier have plugins or apps available to add e-commerce to your site, but usually at an extra cost. If you don't want the headache of a website and managing that, you can also look into other options. Facebook has recently introduced Facebook Shops, which is different from Marketplace that has been around for a while, and being better orientated around businesses and e-commerce. It's free and it is very simple to create. And your shop is available on Instagram and on WhatsApp now as well. This is a great tool to get clients to buy online from you instead of your competitors. Even if you have a website, this might be a great option to add. Before you start selling online, you need to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. First, you need to get your logistics sorted. You need to know what it is going to cost to ship the products to the clients so that you can charge accordingly. Do your homework what the competitors are doing, but also don't undercut yourself. We cannot always compete with larger companies, and trying to do so will leave you in a situation where it's costing you more to sell a product than you are earning from the sale. Rather make sure that you can offer something they want more, sorry, say something they more to sell the product than what you're earning. Rather make sure that you can offer something your competitors can't. That personal touch we have been talking about, including handwritten cards to say thank you for your purchase, or in our Sknlogic tips, for example, we have included detailed instructions of how to care for your type of skin and even what their next step would be in their skincare routine. These are the kind of things that your client does not get from larger companies. Tell them when their product has been shipped. Send them the tracking information and contact them again in a couple of days after they would have received their product to make sure that they receive everything, how they are finding the product, and if they need anything else. Record their birth dates and send them messages on their birthdays. Keep in constant communication with your clients. Reminding them of you will make them come back to you for their next purchase. Having this personal touch element will make sure and make them not worry about how much they are paying, whether it's 20 Rand more for shipping that your competitor might not charge. So whatever you decide to do and whatever your charges to be, make sure that it is easy to add on the checkout so that it can be paid for when they pay for their product. And make sure that you still make money. Receiving payment online. So the next thing to think about is how you will be receiving payment. There are a few payment options such as PayPass. It is free to set up and you pay a small commission, which is around 3%. It's very easy to set up. Then there's SnapScan. So usually you pay a setup fee, but for a time they have waived this fee now during the pandemic. So this was in COVID time. Well, I think now that the pandemic is over, that has been put back in place. So just remember to read the small print to make sure that there are no monthly fees. PayFlex. So PayFlex is an option that allows your clients to pay over 4 months. You will still get your money immediately, so it does not really affect your cash flow. There's no setup fee, and they also take a percentage from your sales through them. You will need to find out what this fee is to know whether or not it is feasible for your business. Be ready. It's very important that you need to have stock that you are selling on your shelves. If you advertise that you send products out within 3 to 4 days, you cannot still wait for suppliers to send the stock to you. So stock that is on your online shop needs to be on your shelves. Just like when you would sell to your clients in your salon. And once that item is sold, it is sold. You cannot sell that product to another client. You take that product off your shelf immediately. Nothing can hurt an online shop more than not having stock that someone just paid for. For proper inventory management, don't just add everything to your stock. Focus on the fast-selling items that gives you the most percentage profit and that you generally sell more of. Add on items that work with those items. For example, if you sell a cleanser, sell a facial sponge with that cleanser. Even better, include a video on how to cleanse your skin properly using those facial sponges. Again, this is something they will get from you, the qualified beauty professional, and not from local conglomerates. We at Sknlogic are even working on a few of these kind of videos to be able to assist you with them. Like our recently launched video on how to do your facial at home. We do not believe that you need to be afraid of taking over your normal treatment. You can rather sell your more profitable treatments like chemical peels and microneedling treatments, and people can come to you for that personal touch. I can certainly do my own facial at home, but if I have the choice, I want my therapist doing it for me. I am definitely not going to try and be my own therapist, which is also something we advocate for with our Don't Fly Solo movement, getting people to get their therapists involved in their skincare regime. You will notice the Don't Fly Solo caption on the instruction leaflet of all the essentials and advanced skincare tips, as well as encouraging people to go to their therapist and to get them involved in their skincare journey. You are also not alone. Work in conjunction with your distributors and the brands they carry. Most brands have been very helpful, especially in this time, providing tools to their clients. At Sknlogic, for example, we have a whole Google folder full of content, images, and videos that you can use to promote the brand to your clients. You can add your own captions so that you do not have to necessarily share it off our page. Follow up with any after-sale emails asking about your client's skin condition after she has been using the product for a few weeks. Recommend treatments that could further benefit the skin. Booking online appointments. So part of the online experience is booking online treatments. I think about when you plan or make travel arrangements. All of this has moved online. I cannot remember the last time I actually phoned to book a flight or accommodation or even a salon treatment. This has all been happening online lately. If you have a website, depending on the platform that you use, you will need to check into this whether you can add this onto your website. Usually most platforms have apps or plugins that you can add for this functionality. You can use your Facebook appointment page as well. This is free to use and easily manage. You can also look into other websites or sites, for example, appointments.com, which is a South African-based company that helps with bookings for salons. You can also have an online shop with them, I believe, although I do not know what the cost of this might be. The most important thing is to make sure that these bookings are up to date. When you get a phone booking, make sure the time is set as unavailable online. If a booking is made online, it is set. Changing these will make you lose credibility with your clients and they won't trust your online booking system in future. They will want the convenience of online booking, so they will go elsewhere. And of course, doing this can also lead to some unfavorable reviews. Use Google Calendar for appointments. This is also free and very easy to use. This way you can see your calendar on any device that it is signed into that Google account. So you can view your appointments from your phone to make sure that you are up to date with your appointments. If you do choose to use Facebook appointments, the great thing is that it syncs with your Google Calendar. So the Facebook calendar will block all times on your Google Calendar that shows that you are busy. Try not to have too many facets of booking appointments. For example, if you have Facebook appointments available and a client emails you for an appointment, rather send it to the link to Facebook appointments page so that they can schedule it there. We all know the frustration with email bookings and have to book that appointment while waiting for a client to return an email confirming the time. So this can make for a much simpler and a much smoother experience for the customer as well as your salon. Okay, so that's basically it in a nutshell. Do you have any questions or do you have anything that you would like to perhaps add?
I don't, to be honest with you. I did take notes down, so I'm going to go through my notes, and if I have anything to ask you, I'll be sure to message you just to,
Okay, perfect.
recap.
Okay, no, it's not a problem at all. So basically, it's just to give you a little bit more confidence to retell
Yeah.
more confidently to your clients. So, yeah, but if there's any other questions, you're more than welcome to let me know.
Hello, Anneli.
Sorry?
Hello.
Just say to you.
Hi.
It's a
How are you
late.
doing? How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm
So,
glad to hear.
okay, so I was also just sitting here. I did some other work, admin work, while you were speaking to her.
Ooh,
Yeah. So the thing is this: what if I might just tell you what is Caitlin's challenges? You see,
mm,
she's extremely educated and
okay.
very knowledgeable where the products is concerned. Because the reality is you cannot sell something for two reasons if you don't have the knowledge around it. And secondly, you have to believe in the product before you can sell it. You have to.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
so what I was saying is that she's extremely good in educating the client. Like I said, she's very not. She's beyond. For somebody that doesn't have that amount of experience because she only qualified last year. But she's extremely good in it. I mean, she knows so much. It is actually crazy. The only thing that I find is with her is that, and which we spoke about this morning, is that she finds it very challenging. She doesn't do well with a no, you know, um, which, because if I look at it, close it over. If I look at the first month with the retail, when we just started off, the retail was sky high, was very high. And we just refreshed this morning again, and I was looking at how she was, because she was obviously super excited about the product and now implementing the skill and all those kind of things. But what I find is that sometimes, I mean, the reality is people buy from people, just like you say, and especially if you, it's actually crazy. We shouldn't say it, but it is the reality. It's the truth. It's a whole emotional thing. That's it.
Definitely.
It's an
Definitely.
emotion, and it's
And that is, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that is why it's so important to, to be real with your clients. And that is what I use to tell my therapists always as well. And what we touch in the training is don't make it just as for sale. Don't like run to you still need to make 1,000 rand to meet your target or something like that. You need to invest in your clients, and your clients are going to start to invest in you. So in the beginning, it is going to be quite difficult to to get over that hurdle with your clients. But I also believe that if your clients are going to see that you are still going to give them the same, care in your treatment, as well as giving them the knowledge, sharing your knowledge, even though they are not purchasing the product right now, they will start to come back. And I know for a young therapist, it is very disconcerting. And it is like, kind of personal when a client does say no to you and you don't get that immediate sale. But, unfortunately, it is something that you need to go through. It is a learning curve, it is a learning process. And eventually you will learn how to make those negatives and take from clients and learn how to perhaps approach it in a different way of not getting a no.
I think also what happens is that, I mean, I've worked on the ships, for 10 years. So I was a spa manager, everything, and we need to know the drill. So when it comes to for me personally, I feel like I was telling her, she said I must just teach her a few things, and we used to call it the sandwich. It's all about the benefits and all those kind of things. But the reality is that when a client say no, it's unfortunately they take it personal, you know. They feel rejected, and it's a whole emotional thing, you know. So you overcome that as you go on, you know, by building the confidence and see it as, you know, you know it's not because you did something wrong, you know. It's just because she's got the reasons why she's got the no, you know. But I mean, I'm do the hair and stuff like that, and I mean, retail comes so naturally for me. But the thing is, this it comes with experience, you know. But where I'm going with that with her is that I have noticed is that no, she doesn't do well with that, and then also retaining the client, you know. It's about so retaining the client, that is so important in just having reality is everyone is an opportunity, you know. So
with regards to retaining clients, what I normally did with my clients or my therapists, I used to when the client comes to you initially, you basically then sat with them and ask them, so what is your long-term goals? Like, what is it that you want to achieve? And then I would sit with them and I would work out a treatment program for them. So whether it is 2 chemical peels of microneedling and 2 chemical peels again, microneedling, or a microneedling course. So I would sit with them and I would say, in order for you to achieve your concerns and the results that you are looking for, this is what I would like you to commit to. And that is where courses and packages also works quite well. Is your client is paid upfront for that, so you are going to ensure that your client is coming back to the salon where you can approach them again to reach out to those clients to keep up their treatment program. So that is a way that you can try to do with that. But explaining to your client, it's not going to be a once-off miracle that you are going to look 5 years younger when you leave the salon today. So it's going to be commitment from your side as well as me doing my utmost best in order to improve your skin and help with the concerns that you might have. So that is also a way that you can get your clients and get them to rebook on the day. They can always reschedule when it doesn't work for you, but reschedule your clients before they leave.
They need to leave with something, rebooking or the retail, one of the two, but you don't enforce it. And also, like you said, she knows that I operate on all honesty. That's it. If a client doesn't see integrity, my name is written on the door. If there's no integrity, you're shooting yourself in the foot, So I was saying to her also, it's no use you sell a package, but in the end of the day, you don't see results. And why did I go with Logica? Even before I signed up with Logica, trust me, I purchased all the products because I used to use Elemis before. I purchased all these products. I was like, okay, it is extremely affordable, number one, but is it result driven? So let me try it and see. I've got all these products. I use it on my face and I strongly believe in it. If I don't, I will take it out by the door, But I said to her this morning, I said to her is that, people also come to you, it's a people will buy from you if they like you. That's the reality. If I walk in the shop and I don't get attention, I walk out. But the moment you get attention and that person show interest, guess what? You're gonna buy. You didn't even plan maybe to buy it, but it's an emotional thing, But in this case, I just feel, she did the work, the facial she does, the people love her. It's just that rebooking, that she struggles with. So I'm glad we just spoke about it this morning, I think, because we were just touching base on it and just building that rapport because you wanted to know about me. How do I do it? Blah blah blah. But again, I like the fact that you've mentioned the package thing. That must be set in at the beginning already.
When you
want
do your
to do the
initial consultation with your client.
Yes, that must be done, you know. So thanks for that. So I will work with her also where that is concerned, so that she can, just because once you have that foundation, you know what to work with, and you can actually give that to the client and give the client the option as well, you know, and no forcing.
Definitely.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. I just wanted to give you information where she finds herself and what is her challenges. Because I heard she said she took a lot of notes. She took a lot of notes, you know, but again, you know, just to our as well. Thanks, I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. And yeah, if there's any other questions, you're more than welcome to WhatsApp me. You've got my number. So yeah, and then we'll see if there's any you like me to come in. If you're still struggling, I can come in. I can do little power sessions with you at the salon as well if you prefer. And then you know, we can role play and see how we can increase your sales.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Annelie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Have a lovely day further.
Our box day from Logica.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.